The leadership of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, has presented a petition to the leadership of Parliament concerning allegations of a discredited electoral register ahead of the 2024 elections. My colleague Fred Duho was with the demonstrators throughout the day and joins us in studio for more. Good evening to you, Fred. Thank you for your time. Now, it must be a tiring day for you. Walk us through the process from morning when the demonstration started.
Of course, it's been a very long day. We started from the Kwame Nkrumah circle, and since it started around 8 a.m., we've never rested anywhere, and we walked all the way to the headquarters of the Electoral Commission. It lasted for over 6 good hours, and that should tell you the level of exercise involved. We walked through the principal streets of Accra. They went all the way hitting to which is the Central Business District, but the police barricaded that particular stretch of road, and then they diverted their course, went all the way to the ministries, and then later made their way to the sports stadium, and then ended up in Parliament, where they presented a petition to the leadership of Parliament. So the majority leader was in Parliament in person of Apenyumakin, and he received that particular petition. And he even encouraged the NDC that the exercise they embarked on today was only going to enhance the democratic credentials of this country. And he also noted that in previous years, he personally took on the Electoral Commission over certain infractions which they believe needed to be addressed as far as the voters' role was concerned. So, indeed, the majority leader, Apenyumakin, received the petition on behalf of the leadership in Parliament. But the minority leader was also there, Dr. Kesel Atuforsen. He noted that quite recently, Parliament reconvened for an emergency sitting. They are also considering to initiate procedures where Parliament will reconvene to consider the matters being raised by the NDC as far as the voters' register is concerned.
Now, during the 6-hour walk, what entailed the 6-hour walk? How peaceful was the demonstration in the national capital, as we are getting reports in other regions of some violence in other regions? Here in Accra, what did you witness? In
Accra, it's been largely peaceful, taking into account the crowd involved. Thousands of party members came out in their numbers. They actually gave their support to the leadership and they marched. Throughout this entire procedure, you would see that they rest at certain points just to ensure that they gain attention. When, for instance, when we go to the junction where CTFM is, Adabraka to be specific, when they saw the market women come out in their numbers to cheer them on, they took advantage to basically speak to the market women and to let them know that indeed they are calling for change, and also the exercise they are embarking on is for the good and for the peace of this country. Hence, they would want them to support them throughout the course of this call for the EC to audit the register. So it's been largely peaceful. There were nothing untoward throughout the process here in the capital, and I can say that it was well coordinated by the police. The police were there in their numbers at every intersection. They made sure vehicles paused for a while. The protesters marched through the traffic. Then they now go ahead to let the protesters also move. So it was well coordinated. At the end of it all, the IGP himself was present at the EC headquarters, and he came to pat his men at the back for a good job done. I must say, the police, they handled the issue professionally. We saw nothing untoward in the capital.
Let's now hear from the national chairman of the NDC, Johnson Esedun-Ketia.
We want them to adopt a revised timetable for electoral activities. And printing of ballot papers and other activities on the district offices of the commission. So, gentlemen, I want you to know the commissioner who is receiving the petition on our behalf.
My name is Samuel Tete, the Deputy Chairman in charge of operations.
Samuel Tete, Deputy Chairman of the Commission in charge of operations. It is his office that deals actually with the elections. Thank you very much. We hope that you make your own work easier by ensuring that you live by your motto of transparency and integrity. Thank you very much.
Let's move to the Ashanti region because leadership of the NDC in that region says it will organize its members to hit the streets again if the Electoral Commission fails to address concerns on the voters' register after 7 days. The Enough is Enough demonstration which took off peacefully throughout the principal street of Kumasi turned chaotic at the offices of the Electoral Commission just when the leaders were about to present their petition. 4 persons, including 2 police officers, are reportedly injured during the confrontation between the police and the protesters. Some protesters who were arrested by the police were later released. Ashanti Regional Secretary of the NDC, Dr. Frank Amwakohene, spoke after the protest.
Ashanti region, they have deleted as much as 5,000 names. Their names were in the 2020 register, their names were in the 2023 register, but their names are not in the 2024 register. We are demanding answers from them. Here in Ashanti region again, averagely, they have transferred about 1,600 illegal transfers into the various constituency voters register. And they distributed them in small numbers. 4, 5, 8, 10. So if you are not meticulous, you may not be able to identify these ills. We've taken time, police station by police station, to look at all of that. If you do the total sum, it's about 75,000 votes that they have sneaked into the Ashanti region register. I will recall that in 2009, the deciding vote for the presidential vote was just 49,000 votes. So we will not sit and allow 75,000 votes to slip. So we have given them 7 days ultimatum. We are asking them to be proactive, work on our challenges so that we resolve it amicably and move into the 2024 elections.
Meanwhile, the Ghana Police Service has firmly denied reports of a shooting incident at the Kumasi office of the Electoral Commission. Contrary to circulating rumors, the police confirmed that no demonstrator was injured during the event. According to a police statement issued on Tuesday, a group of demonstrators attempted to breach the agreed-upon arrangement by forcing their way into the EC office compound. The police intervened to restrain these individuals, ensuring the situation did not escalate further. The police have urged the media to exercise caution and accuracy in their reporting to prevent the spread of misinformation. Now, still with the NDC, the party is calling on the Asantehene, His Royal Majesty Otumfuo Osei II, the National Peace Council, clergy and all well-meaning Ghanaians to call on the Electoral Commission to order. According to the NDC, the EC cannot preside over a credible election if the voter register is flawed. The National Youth Organizer of the NDC, George Opariado, speaking to the EC after the Eastern Regional Chairman of the party presented a petition to the regional EC boss to climax the demonstration, indicated that this is the right time for all those calling for peace to call on the EC to audit the voter register.
The many Ghanaians who are out there and are calling for a peaceful election, there is a prerequisite to peace, which is justice. Without justice, there cannot be peace. We also know that the hallmark of the Electoral Commission is credibility. You cannot have a credible elections when the voter register is flawed. We are calling on the Electoral Commission as peace-loving Ghanaians because we don't want 7th December. We don't want any mishaps on that day. That is why we've taken this initiative today as responsible citizens of this country that do the right thing, do the noble thing. Audit this register. When that audit is carried out and we are all satisfied, we will all admit and accept the results on 7th December. Woe unto any Ghanaian who will decide to do anything untoward that will stall the progress of this country. We will not allow it and we will not countenance it. We will do everything possible as legal citizens of this country to make sure that the right things are done so that on 7th December, I wouldn't go to the polling station and return in a body bag like what happened in 2020. That is why we are calling on these processes. To the peace-loving Ghanaians, the chiefs of this country, the Otumfuo and the many others who wants to see a better Ghana, it is their call to duty. This is the time for them to call on the Electoral Commission to do the right thing.
In the Volta region, Member of Parliament for Norton indicated the NDC's resolution to sustain the protest until the Electoral Commission hits their demand for a forensic audit of the 2024 electoral roll. Addressing the media after the presentation of a petition to the regional office of the AC, Samuel Okujetu-Ablaka said the party will sustain the pressure until their demands are granted.
You can't expect that this is just the first stage. After this demonstration, we expect that they will hit the demand of the people, the justifiable, legitimate demand of the Ghanaian people for an audit. They are not asking for much. You can choose the independent auditors to carry out this audit. We are not asking for much. However, if they refuse to hit our demand, expect even more demonstrations. We will decentralize the district level and we will continue to demonstrate until